Check, check, 1, 2. Can you hear me? We are back. Nice. I see some emojis. Thank you. Smash the like button. To help the ex algos, can you please share the space? Tag some friends. Uh, I've just I've just added you as co-host there, Ethan, or send account, whoever's behind that account. I'm assuming it's Ethan.
There we go. Can you hear me?
There he is. Yeah, man. How you going? You having lunch?
No, I was going on a run, and then
Oh,
this is one of our team members, Crystal, who's been doing excellent marketing for us. She's like, "Hey, you're on this, right?" And I was like, "Fuck." So yeah, here I am. I'm on a run right now, though.
that's all right. We'll take turns chatting so you don't lose your breath, bro.
No, I'm walking now, bro. I got a weighted vest on. I got 30-pound
Yeah,
weighted vest. It's nice and sunny out
30.
here in California. Yeah.
Nice. When are you upping it to 50? When send hits a dollar, you gonna put it at
Yeah.
100?
It doesn't hold 50. It only holds 40. I was gonna do that today, but maybe next week.
That's all good. Yeah, man. No, I've been getting pretty active in the gym. I've always been at the gym, but just getting active
Yeah.
more now.
Nice.
Yeah, gotta be taking care of your health, bro. You only get one body.
Health is more important than wealth, that's for sure. So, and it's a bigger flex. Being healthy is a bigger flex than being rich, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
Well,
But
actually, it depends on how healthy you are. Depends if you're really, 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 really fit. That's a bigger flex than being rich. If you're fit but you're not like, too fit, then rich, I think. But,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it depends how hard out you go, right? You look at like the Brian Johnson Total Maxi, where it's his whole life's dedicated to it. Most people can't achieve that until they're rich, right? Because they have to sacrifice everything else.
Yeah, but you can work out hard.
Oh yeah,
You can
yeah.
fucking you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the maxi version. Like all of us can achieve like a real good version without having to go that crazy, right? Just dedication. Hard work beats talent every week, man.
That's right, baby. So what
Yeah.
are we on? What are we at? The fourth week of April here. Happy. Let's send it, everybody. Happy Sunday yesterday.
Yeah, happy Sunday. Sunday. I see some nice updates in Send app, which is sweet. It's good to see the UI maturing, and you got all the new menus now and the new features, bro. It's sick.
Yeah, we have the Android and iOS apps being worked on now. We're still
Wow.
refining the PWA. We just renamed we just renamed affiliates to friends. So now it's
Yeah.
invite friends, and and you can check out your friends, people that you've invited. I think this is more user friendly, and we just continue to do little changes like that. Originally we were calling, if you were converting from one token to another, we called that swaps, and now we call it trade. Because that's what makes sense. I've seen other people
Yeah.
in other apps. They have swap, they have convert, and they have trade, but we go with trade, bro. Swaps doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. It's looking clean, man. And I entered the send pot. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah, so
I bought some tickets.
the chances of winning that are less than of anybody winning is very, very, very small. It's not like somebody's going to win every week, and we should probably do
Yeah.
them every day because I think we're going to move those to every day because just every week is too long. Like we could go like a year without somebody winning because the chances that somebody wins is so small. So you can imagine the chances of winning are more than a regular lottery though. And that's the point. The chances if you play a lottery is not very big. But so for us, the same thing, right? So if there's like a 1% chance for somebody to win and you yourself put in, let's say one ticket, 30 cents or 10 tickets, 300 cents, then again, the chances of you winning are even less than 1%, probably 1% of 1%. So let's say 1 out of 1,000, right? Or 1 out of 2,000. But, if somebody wins, which somebody's going to win eventually, 500,000 cents, or maybe it'll get up to 800,000 or 900,000. When somebody wins that eventually, it's going to be life changing for them, depending on who they are. If you pick up 1,000,000 cents, good little 6-7 grand. can go a long way on
Yeah,
some of
that's
these.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more a lottery system, where it's you got to get the right draw.
Yeah, it's a lottery. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good, man. No, I like it. It's cool. You got to gamify stuff, man. I think it was a fun addition that, it's low barrier to entry and people can just play and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How do you find the vibes are in base? Did you see all the stuff going on with Zora and then the content thing with Jesse and and that token basis for everyone? Seems like, everyone's already forgotten about that. It was over a week ago. But now,
Oh,
it's
we
funny. I like seeing it.
yeah, it's cool, but we I don't know. I saw Aerodrome posting about that on the timeline, so I'm like, we've been on Aerodrome. There's three people that we kind of wanted to work. We moved from Uniswap to Aerodrome. We listed on we fuck with Morpho. Morpho will quote tweet us. Moonwell, Luke's a big supporter. But man, fucking Aerodrome, bro. So like this morning, matter of fact, because I'm looking, they popped up on my timeline, and I'm like, what fucking token are they talking about now? They were talking about this token called Sign, SIG, and they have a really good handle on X2, Sign. But
Yeah.
I'm I'm looking and I'm like, let me search their thing. So I searched, their stuff because I'm like, damn, did they show us any love yet or no? And I'm in I'm in a chat with them. It's like 10, 12 people in there, and like I think 8 people are from Aerodrome. Jack Anorak, who's a good friend, but I'm like, I'm scrolling through the history. And I'm like, yeah, get something out and we'll amplify. And I don't even think they did that once. Like we got out a few stuff and they didn't do anything. So I looked through their search. I searched send token, I searched the send handle, and nothing from them, right?
No.
So I was like, fuck these dudes. Let me call them out. So I fucking called them out. I'm like, bro, how is it that you guys fucking support this? Like, this basis for everyone. Like that shit just came out. It's a fucking content coin. But then you guys can't go and fucking repost us or put a post about us. Send, like how, I don't know. I said, what's up with that, bro? Like, and then I just left the chat. This was a couple hours ago. And I'm fucking tired I'm tired of working with people like that are just fucking bullshitters, bro. Like I'm tired of that shit, bro.
It's all clout chasing, man. I've dealt with it the same, bro. Like it's funny you mentioned Aerodrome because I had some chats. As you know, we moved to Polygon first and used them as a scaling chain. And I'm still quite close with QuickSwap and Rock, through Rock. I know I'd like to talk to them a little bit. And they said some of the same things. They're like, look, Aerodrome is kind of like the governance is shifted a bit, but they don't even want to know you unless you're doing 500K volume daily.
Yeah, but some of the tokens that's not true though. That's not true because I've seen some like if go to DexFeeder right now and look at how much volume Morpho does, or look at how much volume Moonwell does, and it got really low, bro. It's not like, oh my god, they do a bunch of volume, and then they're talking about some other tokens that don't do any volume similar to us. So like, don't fucking sit there and tell me this shit, bro. Like I'm not stupid, bro. I can look on chain. You know what I mean? I can see. What's the other one? This other dude from Zora, what did they put? Zora put out a post, or this dude was from Zora, and he puts out a post about all this many holders for Zora, and this is how much transaction volume, and then they put like deep sex and Dex liquidity. So then I was like, let me go see how much fucking liquidity they have, bro. They're a $50 million token, 200 million fully diluted value, and their liquidity, was 1 million of USDC side. Bro, that's not big liquidity. What do you mean 1 million, bro? Like, you guys fucking made money off fees. You guys raised 60 million, and your token's a $50 million valuation, and you only have $1 million of USDC side liquidity. That's not deep liquidity, bro. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit there and fucking talk like you do. You know what I'm saying? And actually,
it's pretty bullshit.
Very few tokens have deep liquidity on Aerodrome. Like, I think it's probably more than Uniswap because they say their incentives, but I'd like to know the numbers behind that. But, Aerodrome has deep liquidity. But I've seen some of these other tokens, bro. It's not like, oh my God, there's so deep liquidity, And if you look at us, I think we're at 2 million market cap now, going a little bit lower. But our liquidity USDC side is still fucking 300 grand on 2 million, which is
There's a big dynamic difference though, because these are not exactly, they claim, some of them might claim to be fair launch, but their roots are not lies full side. They would rather volume on market making. They'd rather centralized exchanges that they can control rather than dump actual assets into a DEX pool what they have to manage. It's way easier for them. So it's just virtue signaling. It always is. And these people know each other from back channels and stuff. They do each other favors. I'd hope to see some good teams really try and foster the little guy that hasn't had millions of funding, that are trying to do it right, like you guys and like Mask. I mean, we keep thinking, the age of the utility token's coming. The utility apps are going to make a comeback, but we really have to fight and scrap for everything we can get, to get recognition, which is frustrating. It's very frustrating.
So let's look at Venice, bro. Look at Venice. Okay, actually, they got. Let's see. Okay, so Venice has 100 million market cap, 240 fully diluted, and they have, 3 points. Let me see how much liquidity. Let me see. 3.8.
They got 7.6. 7.6 off DEX screener.
But half of it doesn't count, because if you notice, sometimes what happens is you'll go to the liquidity and you'll see that 75% of it is the native token. So you can't.
Yeah, because they're using range. Yeah, they're using range. They're using range liquidity, right? Like they're using that, V3 shit. So yeah, like you say, but I mean, they did a lot of things right. I reckon Venice. Like I was part of that airdrop at the stealth launch. They did a lot. They did some stuff wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying those numbers look pretty healthy, but 3.8. I don't know. And then you see this buy volume and sell volume. And 1.3, 1.4. I wonder how much of that is market making.
Oh, it's going to be bot trading. It's going to be bots, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any organic charts anymore for any company that has funding. They're going to be paid for market making. Which again, I guess there is an interest in having that, because you need to have the charts be attractive for the speculation side, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, overall, we're venting our frustration in the builder space, because when you do something right, you really feel bad when you see the bad players get recognition for bad stuff, right?
I'm not even so much as frustrated with it, bro. I just I'm tired of giving people the time. Bro, yeah. I don't know.
No one keeps the word. Hey, it's easy to cop out. I think loyalty is hard to find in the space, man. And I mean, you and I know who the OTs are. It's hard to find people that follow up what they say, with integrity. Who knows? Yeah. You got to keep your mates close, bro. The good ones, you got to keep them close. Hey, keep the ones you trust close, because it's actually the rarest asset there is besides time.
I think since the last time we spoke, we released our trading product. So now you can trade, and we're going to open that up pretty soon. So you'll be able to swap any token on Base, because right now it's limited to, I think, maybe 8 or 10. So eventually it'll be.
Yeah, I swapped for some Send. It was a nice experience, man. One of the nicest in the mobile app. And to be fair, I'm not a mobile app user for crypto. I keep most of my crypto not even on my phone at all, right. In any way, no wallets. But Send is the one that I've made myself use for lots of reasons, and it's been enjoyable, man. So hats off to you guys. That's not easy to do.
Thanks, man. We got I wonder what people think about it compared to other apps, but we got the Earn product out as well. So that's been cool. We've getting some adoption there. And our revenue is currently going up. So last week, actually, and just yesterday, because weeks go Sunday to Sunday, just yesterday we had our best weekly active users ever. I think it was close to 6,000 weekly active users. And by the time the end of this month's going to come, we're going to be growing for about 10 consecutive months. And we're going to have close to, I think, 11,000 monthly active users. And the daily is starting to be around 1,500 daily active users a day, consistently.
Wow.
So the numbers are going up little by little. We need some more onboarding and offboarding, on-ramps and off-ramps. We're reworking our onboarding, so you're going to be able to sign up without a phone number, and your first send tag is going to be free. So you're going to see signing in is going to be the same thing where you put in your passkey, boom, you're in, and then if you click sign up, from sign up you just enter you enter a send tag, and then boom, you're in.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is when you enter a send tag, if there is a referral, somebody referred you, we're not going to show that. Basically, we're just going to take you in, but your referral will get credit for that. Of course, there won't be any cash back on that. But if they go register subsequent send tags, then, we'll give that upline or the friend, as we call them, the cash back or the revenue share on that.
Send friends, right? You're using send friends, bro. We coined all these terms years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. So we got send
That's
friends.
cool.
And what else? Yeah. iOS apps. Vic is working on, I wonder if Vic's here. Vic's not here. Vic's working. I know he was in the chat. But, we got this new thing that nobody's doing, bro. You got to see this shit. It's basically, you're sending, when you're going to send an asset, right? You're going to send. Or you're going to send USDC, right? You click send, you go to that screen. When you go to that screen, you're asked to select the asset first. So you select the asset, you put in the note, and you send it. What Vic is doing is he's saying, put in the note first, and you can just send the note. So you can just send a note with no assets, which is basically a message, right? Or
you're sending like wallet to wallet messaging.
Yeah. So or you can put in the note, and then you can select the asset, similar to like how Apple Cash works. If you're in iMessage and you're going to send Apple Cash, how you collect that? You click the plus sign, and then it pulls up that scroll where you collect images, GIFs, or whatever. You guys could do like a drawing, right? But right there it says Apple Cash, and you can send cash from there directly, and it works the same. It's pretty interesting, super interesting actually.
Yeah, that's cool, man. No, we've been looking at ways to do wall-to-wall chat. We had a partner some time ago, which was like a beta version, which is just a wallet-to-wallet chat. It's like you just send people messages, like if you wanted to, or let's say you're a merchant or you want to do peer-to-peer deal, you can send someone a message in wallet-to-wallet. You don't have to know who they are, and it's easy to communicate, which is good. I mean, that's something that's really hasn't been matured in crypto very much, leveraging wallets like that, which is quite good, man. But hey, you mentioned a lot about onboarding, offboarding. Actually, that's what we've been focusing on the last probably 4 to 6 weeks. We're just refining our payments process, for a user to sign up. Because right now you have to be in the app, like you have to download the extension first or the browser first, and then, pay for your subscription or load in your wallet with the tokens, right? And we know a lot of people who are new, who want like a new version VPN, like a next-gen VPN, or they want to try Mask for all the features and benefits. They might just pay off the website first. Like most VPNs in the States, you go to the website, you look at the pricing you want, whether it's monthly or yearly, and then you pay, and then you get the app, right? Most people do it that way. They don't always onboard with the app first. So we spent some time building that flow, which is pretty much done. So now we can scale that, and get our, all our marketing funnels put in place to really scale the users as well.
Are people, how many paying users do you have?
Last I checked, there's like 50 active paying users, so it doesn't sound like a lot, but we haven't turned on all the paid marketing. We've done a few A/B test ads, which has been good. We've targeted some Web3 stuff, so we've got it all ready. What's nice is we've used all that information, and we've made 4 ad sets for creative. So we're going to start doing paid marketing on the main channels like Facebook, which has a pretty high conversion, Google Ads, X, all that type of stuff. We're going to try those out, but we've got all our banners and ad creatives made. So that's been worked over the last 3 weeks as well. So we're ready to scale, man. This is where we turn on the gas and put it in top gear, where everything's lined up. And this will lead us to mainnet. So mainnet is like, I know we've been saying we wanted it earlier, but hey, now the timing is turning in the market. So we're definitely getting that ready along.
Have you been seeing this icon.com?
So funny thing that guy's now getting more traction. I looked at that 6 to 8 weeks ago, right? Thinking that we should use it.
Yeah.
And if you notice, his landing page has the same promo. I've looked at it week after week. It's the same promo. It says, become a founding customer, pay $9.99, one-time lifetime deal, blah, blah, blah. The guy is, it's an interesting idea. I don't know how good it's going to be for certain apps. It seems like it's product related, where you're
Well,
selling
it's
like a
creating,
physical good.
you're
Yeah.
creating ads, right? It's like creating like ads, right?
Yeah. So what they do is it's like a viral AI viral ad creator that does it all. It supposedly uses all these analytics. And I don't know, like I was thinking of using it. I was thinking of trying it. We hadn't tried it, but now I see he got a big splash by saying he bought icon.com for $12 million. I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah.
true.
Hello.
Who knows how true that is? But if he did, I'd say that's kind of a crazy, reckless way to spend money too. When you haven't even built your first 1,000 or 10,000 customers, and you're spending 12 million on a domain. I know you look at IP quite strongly, saying, "Hey, IP is important." But yeah, to me, I don't know. I think that might have just been a publicity stunt. I don't know. It's got a lot of
Yeah.
cost.
I mean, I don't know if he paid 12 million for it. I don't think so, but I mean, I
No, I
guess we
don't think
can
so
research.
either.
How much
Yeah.
did did how much was it? Who bought what is it? Who they bought that domain? What is it called? Friends.com?
Oh, that guy is that the one that does the AI necklace?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that went for a mil, didn't it, or a couple mil?
I think it was a couple mil.
Yeah.
Friend will begin shipping July 30th. Our new website is in the works. For now, you can still pre-order here. Until then,
That just seems so creepy, bro. I don't know how they're going to do with that product. That just seemed really weird. Like, is it listening all the time? Like, is it listening to when you don't want it to listen? Like, it's just like, it's like an Alexa that moves with you everywhere you go, even in your private life. It's just kind of odd to me.
I'm enjoying the journey here with this send. We're not in the best place financially. Revenue's coming in. Last month was 4,000. This month I think is going to be 6,000. But we're in a good place here, and in the mindset that we need AI to hyperscale and we need to fucking grow.
Yeah.
I'm cool with fucking doing this for the next. I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life. But I don't need AI to fucking accelerate a bunch of shit. I'm cool with as we're growing and more people come on.
Yeah, I've learned some of that too. Like, you want to get that organic grassroots as nailed down as you can before you really try and hyperscale with all these extra tools that people say. I mean, it's almost like they're saying you can be lazy and do marketing, but marketing is still a bit of an art, like that's always moving and always changing. And if you've got human content, it's going to attract human users. I still have this feeling that if you do too much AI stuff, it's going to attract AI responses and AI bots. And those aren't necessarily customers, bro. They're just numbers, right? Like, what good is clicks if you don't get conversions? What good is people landing on Send if they don't become a paying member of Send Economy, right? What's good is it?
Yeah,
so you want clicks, but you want paying customers to turn clicks into conversions.
Yeah, more and more, it's like we need to, and we have these daily active users and monthly, but and people are actually, I think SendTag registrations for this month for 20 days now, or 21 days, 20 days, no, 21 days are at, $3,000 or $3,100, which is pretty good. But so people are paying for SendTags, but we need to get them to pay for another product as well, which is probably the card, maybe a subscription, a membership, but I don't know.
Yeah, how have you been looking at the card direction? Have you got some partners you're still sort of vetting for due diligence and stuff?
Yeah. So it's either Bridge or Rain. Rain's a big one. Bridge. It's probably going to be Bridge.
Rain seems to be pretty
I try to reach out to MasterCard directly, and Jesse hooked me up with someone called Immersive. So I'm going to set up a meeting.
Oh, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Oh, you have heard of them?
Yeah, we looked at them. I think at some point they were doing payments too. But yeah, we didn't go too deep into it, but I think they have a card now, an on-ramp card.
They,
Rain seems to be pretty common.
yeah, pricing is a little bit higher. I think it's higher than Bridge. Yeah, Rain runs Avalanche's card program, so we're gonna have a card probably in the next 2 months. So we'll see. You know.
Yeah, the way they upsell. I mean, sure you've already seen this in some of the chats or pitches. Is that if your token's not commonly supported with their on-off ramp partners that are running it in the background, you have to pay a listing fee, and they also look at your liquidity and do all this stuff. So, it may not support send tokens right away unless they make you pay. But having a card is amazing. Like, you got to get that. That's going to be a game changer for Send.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to. They don't need to support Send token. It's you're using the card, you're getting cash back, right? So you get, let's say you see, like, if you've seen that EtherFi just came out, right? They give cash back, and they're actually giving cash back in. They're giving cash back in Scroll token, SCR.
Oh, interesting. That's quite interesting.
Huh?
I said that's quite interesting. They're doing it in that token rather than ETH or USDT. I guess they have a lot of Scroll in the treasury.
Well, I think it's something because they're building on Scroll Network. So.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. That's just, I've been reading a lot about different card programs. So everybody seems like launching a card every other day, man.
No, it is. There's a lot of them out there. I've tried a few. I try to get out there and try a few. Although I don't like the KYC, but if you KYC once, you're kind of on the grid. So I guess you're already KYC with the bank too. Anyway, in this world, right? So you might as well try a few things while you're already there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to KYC. You have to do that.
Yeah. You got to live two sides, right? The privacy side and then the on the grid side. And they're already in the system. We're already plugged into the matrix.
Yeah, we're in the,
We're already plugged in. But yeah, man, I'm really liking how Send's going. Did you get a chance to try Mask on your browser again after our last update? Because we fixed a lot of Mac stuff. That was an issue for us, was the Mac.
Oh, you did? No, I haven't tried it again recently. I just want to go to it and fucking click my VPN on. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, well, it should be ready now. Like, once you update, you just you might have to like run the little helper app, but once you do that, it's just you click on and it goes, man. We're getting quite close to the exit country thing. We were hoping that'd be ready before mainnet launch, but we're pretty much going to launch mainnet before the exit country feature's ready. Although we know that's important for users, we're going to come through with that right after probably. So. Yeah, next month or two is going to be pretty big for us. We're laying all our cards on the table, and really our goal is to scale the paying users, get people to use it as much as they can, give us feedback, and and just keep building.
That's all you can do, bro. It's all cash flow, bro. Cash flow. It's all that fucking matters, bro. I don't care about the token price. I don't care about anything. You get cash flow, everything else will follow.
Yeah, that's right. But we did make a commitment, with this foundation. We want to do a buyback model. I'm not totally convinced on the burn models that some projects have. Until you have a lot of revenue and your treasury and your flywheel's really moving. I think doing the burn is like almost just burning your treasury early on. So
yeah, burns are stupid.
Buyback. Yeah, burns don't make sense unless you have inflation built into your tokenomics, I think. You're sort of just throwing money away for a false illusion of, if I reduce the circulating supply, then the token price goes up. I mean, it's not a proven economical model, with any token. So the only one I've seen do that well over time has been BNB. But look at how big they are, right? They can afford to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know you talked about that at some point. Yeah.
People just pay for a VPN. They pay for the subscription, right? That's it. That's also. I mean, other revenue models that you want to launch through that.
Yeah, we've looked at like the affiliate side. Like what other products could we cross offer? We might do like loyalty programs where we can revenue share with other projects. But the main one will be, like the premium, mass premium. And then once we hit mainnet, we will be doing some form of like, we're experimenting now with it, but some form of like a revenue sharing. So people can like, become qualified, not qualified. We're not going to make anyone KYC do anything with their personal information, but become like a preferred node runner. And then they get extra incentives for being one of the nodes in the VPN network, right? Kind of like how these other projects have done it, but they've launched full chains, which means they control all the chain and they control the validators and all that crap. So it's a lot more like centralized in some ways where you're on one chain. Whereas we're trying to like keep it with the people, right? So the ones that are serving the network reliably, they would get rewards, as well. And then, there's lots of different models we're looking at implementing. So yeah. But we still got the LP fees too. We're trying to foster, when mainnet's live, obviously the volume of the token will be like working on the network, right? People will be using tokens to browse.
Yes.
And of course that helps fees as well, with LP fees and
so
swapping and all that.
You guys aren't live on mainnet yet?
Well, all the tokens are, but the VPN is still in testnet.
Oh,
so right now,
I didn't know that.
It's essentially free for anyone who's been using it for a while, and then the premium, which we turned on, you have to have like the test tokens to run it. But when you pay for premium now, you're getting the test tokens to use it. But then when mainnet turns on, you actually get airdropped all the tokens anyway back for mainnet as well. So a little hint there, we haven't announced it yet, but if you're already a paid premium member, you're getting extra early access benefits now because you're already a paid customer rather than wait to mainnet to pay. So we're going to make an announcement on that too. Basically, there's perks to being early.
When does mainnet happen?
Well, we're hoping for we're actually making the 30-day roadmap now, which it might not take that long. Not saying today's day one of 30 days, but we're hoping to get it pretty much in the next month or two. I mean, I don't see why we can't. We just have a few technical things we're finishing. So that's what we're looking at doing. But we can't give a hard date because things shift, but that's our goal. I know we wanted it earlier, but a lot of other things came up. And then, of course, our resources got constrained with the market shift as well. So we're just trying to deal with the priorities, But we want mainnet to be the top.
Nice.
Yeah, man. But we do have a few updates we're releasing too. We've got the browser feature that a lot of people have been asking for, where you import your bookmarks. That makes it like a viable, player for someone to put on their machine and use as another browser. So we want people to feel comfortable in it. For that, you need your bookmarks, right? If you're coming in from another browser. So that's going to be pushed out this week. I've just tested it again last night with the team. And we're going to keep moving on stuff like that just to get people more happy using the apps.
Perfect.
So with your earn thing, one question I had is I went on there to like look at staking. Where does it show the market APY on stablecoin yield? Does it show it as a preview? I couldn't see it. Oh, okay.
I think it's there. We gotta fix that UI a little bit though.
Yeah, because I was gonna deposit some and try it, and then I was like, oh, where does it show me? What pools it's running from? Obviously, like a technical person would look at that. A beginner would just want to say, oh yeah, it's 8%, sweet, and then just click go. But I didn't get there.
It's like 3.5 right now.
Yeah, which is all good. Yeah, man. No, it's looking good, man. Now we're obviously in the push phase, and this is the time where the builders build and the survivors survive, right? A lot of projects are closing shop and winding down, like ones that have raised millions of dollars. I've seen a few in the last month. Yeah.
Have you coined anything on Zora?
No, I haven't even gone on there yet. I'm just like, I feel like that's a distraction for me personally, but I mean, part of me wants to, but Yeah, my eyes are on Mask and the team. We gotta grind. As much as I'd like to, though. Have you?
No, not yet. We're wondering if it's going to get any traction, if it's worth our time.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I mean, you know, they say own your content, but I mean, and you're not getting paid off Instagram anyway. So, you know, when people
Yeah.
post on Instagram,
Yeah. It's interesting. Though some people are trending some posts saying they've earned thousands and stuff, and I'm like,
I mean,
okay,
yeah, sure. No, sure they
yeah.
have for sure, but that's what the Jesse repost, you know, or fucking, you know, but like, I wonder what percentage of creators. That's what I want to know. What percentage of creators are making money? You know, because
Well,
most of the time I'll go through some things and I'll see like zero, 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 zero. Nobody bought it. You know.
yeah, I guess if it's not good, people won't buy it. I guess the market will speak, with that in that sense. But I feel like these are all just social-fi experiments that might come and go. Like look at Friendtech. Where's that at? You're essentially
Yeah,
like buying, gatekeeping people's content. You can see it if you own a key share or whatever it was. Yeah.
key share. Yeah, that's what it is. They're experiments. A $60
Yeah.
million experiment.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, and what was the deal? They just did an airdrop. I saw some like mixed feelings. Some people said it was great. Some people said they got nothing and they were super active on there and they were pissed. I don't know. It always happens with airdrops.
Everybody's always mad about some shit, even me.
I know, right? Yeah, you're like, why did I get it? Like, even Bear Chain, I was so upset. I like tried to grind that for fun last year and I looked at my thing and it's zero and I'm like, you fucking guys.
Hey, have you heard of Canton Network?
Oh, Canto or Canton?
Nah, Canton.
No. How do you spell that?
Canton. It's a privacy chain. It's got a lot of institutional adoption. We're going to start working with them actually.
Wow.
We're starting to dive into their docs, and we're going to run some nodes. Probably try to route some private transactions through Send because I don't know. That's going to be I don't know. It's who really has privacy transactions peer to peer. Nobody really does.
Well, dude, that's why we exist, man. We've been talking about it for a while, and this is a change of tune, Ethan. I'm happy you're maturing. For a little while ago, you're like, who the fuck cares about privacy? Well, there are people that do care about privacy, bro. Well, let me ask you this. If you've got a wallet with $10 million on it, and I asked you to buy me a beer, would you use that wallet to pay for the beer?
Fuck no.
Exactly. So that's privacy, my friend. You want on-chain privacy. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, nobody wants their Plan B fucking purchase from CVS on chain, bro.
Nah. Exactly, dude. And then, you got the people like, oh, WorldCoin's going to be great. Scan my eye. It's like, dude, like someone's going to be looking at this shit. So yeah, I don't know. It's good you're leaning into that. I mean, we'll be super supportive. I've got some connections there as well. Another one to look out for is Silent Protocol. They're getting some of their mainnet moves on, and they seem to be like an aggregator layer that can route anything to be private too. So it sounds kind of like Canton. There's going to be a few of them that are probably competing for mindshare. Good to see them, developing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that's good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you're leaning into some privacy, man. Let us know. Always tag me in that stuff, and I'll help amplify that because that's our jam, obviously, with Matt. Are you running now?
Yeah, I'm running. Family just got here. We're gonna go to the park.
Nice, man. Well, we can wrap it up here, bro. I'm stoked to your guys' progress. Always happy to see. I'm a loyal from day one, pre-day one with Mask with the Send. So okay.
Okay, yeah. I'll check out Mask too. Let's see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks everyone for listening, man. We still got big things grinding, so keep the faith. The market seems to be turning, and big things for Send, big things for Mask. We'll see you next time.
Okay, brother. Send it.
All right, cheers, bro. See ya.
Mask it.
Mask it. Send it.